too. We need to really stop. People are entitled to their own opinion. They're entitled to their own voting rights. Okay. Stop making people feel as though because you didn't vote for this person, you're getting deleted or unfriended. If that's what we've come to in the world, you're part of the problem, not part of the solution. You know what I mean? People are entitled to believe and think what they want. They can follow who they want. But if you're telling me that because I voted for this party, we're not going to be friends anymore, then you were never on my side anyways. You were never a friend of mine anyways, because that goes into that setting boundaries and learning to agree to disagree. Okay, you may not like Trump or you may love Trump. You may not like Biden or you may love Biden, but don't put me in a position to make me feel like, oh, well, because you didn't choose what I choose or what I said. Yeah, it's a problem. You sound just like what Miss Sharita just said. You get what I'm saying? This is why we're so divided. This is why we can't come together, why we won't come together, because of simple things like that. If you got an opinion to state it, and that should be the end of it. That's your opinion. I shouldn't get, my timeline shouldn't be riddled with negative comments or anything like that. So, whoever you voted for, that is your decision. That is your opinion. Don't let anybody make you feel bad, because we already have enough to deal with in 2020 with our mental health. Okay. We don't need to be dealing with that extra stuff. Okay. So did you guys have anything else for us? Because what we're going to do
I do. For you, Sharita, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Motivational Mondays.
Yes. Where did that come from?
Inspired Motivational Mondays.
I'll just be real transparent. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, I'm a fan of yours.
Aw, thanks. I'm a big fan of yours too. Thank you. Honestly, I'll be transparent. So most people who are in the health and healing fields is because they have overcome some type of adversity or some type of trauma. And so for me, I definitely was in a space. I had just gone through a divorce, and I was back to being a single parent after 16 years of being in a marital relationship and raising children. And I found myself turning 40 divorced. I met my husband when I was 23. We got married at 26. And I never thought in a million years that at 40, right when I hit middle age, that I would be a single parent and trying to raise kids by myself and not with my husband. And so it was a really tough time in my life. It's almost been about 5 years now. So I've been in a state of just like rediscovery and rebuilding the whole time. But at that initial time when it started, I was pretty depressed. I was, working jobs, but I definitely was in a space where I really needed to encourage myself and I needed to motivate myself. So every once in a while, I would hear quotes. I would listen to positive, podcasts and stuff. And I would read, I was strengthening my faith space and stuff and just trying to do things to make me a healthier person and to pull myself out of that, shock and depression of going through that time in my life. And so at one point in time, I thought, you know what? A lot of the stuff that I'm reading and implementing in my life is healthy person going through this. So, I just started making motivational videos, 1 minute clips based off of stuff I had been going through that I had some revelations on. And a lot of people don't know Motivational Monday initially started off. Most of those videos were about me. So if the video was called Get Out of That Pit, I would always make it relative to keep the mental health component, but as an educational piece, but make it relative to everyday things. So, I would get ideas like get out of that pit. I remember that particular video was talking about the pit in race cars and how quick they change the tires and they get in and get out. If a tire busts, they have a team of people that get on, put the tires on, and then they're off back to where they started. And I remember with that particular video, I was talking about myself. I was encouraging myself to get out of that depressing pit and make sure that I surround myself with people who are supporting me, who really want me to make it, and who are actively right in there to help me do whatever I need. And so that was the analogy. I could see the people putting the cars together and, that car wrecked. Okay, hold on, put the tires on, and in seconds they're gone. And so that was me thinking of all the people in my life that, helped me put myself back together so that I can get back on the road. And I'll be honest with you, Jane, you were one of those people, you know, as far as beautifying me and making me feel beautiful again and stuff like that. And so, yeah, definitely that's how it started. It was all about me just going through my recovery after divorce. And one day I was feeling particularly yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, you're definitely been a part of my journey in healing. But one day I was feeling particularly silly though, and I just kind of was doing like motivational, and I was feeling very energetic that day. And my kids were like, "That's really cool the way you say that. We like that." And it caught on, too. And after that,
I reposted. I reposted on Mondays. Yeah,
I mean,
it's his own thing. Like it has his own energy. Yeah.
That's what everybody says. And I'm like, I promise you, when I did it that one time like that, I was just being silly. I really was. But after that, people were like, it's the head shake for me. It's the swinging of the hair for me. And they're like, you love that. You know, and I kept hearing that. They're like, it's the energy for me. And I'm like, really? I was just clowning. So after that, people were like, you got to keep doing it like that. So,
well, that's
the story of motivation.
We love it. We love it. I had the first time I seen it, I think Jane had reposted it, and I was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, you know what? I needed that this week. It was the head shake, the hands. It was just kind of like, look, and I did not want to go to work that morning.
It was a slap for me.
Yes, it was exactly. And I was like, let me repost this right here. So yeah, it's definitely encouraging. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think that you should continue to do it. You know, it will go viral. Trust me, it will. But we are going to go ahead and get ready to shut it down. So, hey, you guys, make sure you guys are following us. Miss Sharita, I do want you to go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you. What are your handles? You know, if you need any kind of mental health assistance and service, she is definitely here for y'all
and the services you offer in state and out of state, because I think that's also important, especially for insurance purposes.
Yeah. So really quick, I just want to say thank you for having me. This has been a fantastic show. I really enjoyed the energy and the realism on your show. You can find me on Instagram under Vegas _ therapist or hashtag Vegas therapist. Facebook is under my name, Sharita Childress, or Sharita Vegas Therapist is my business page. And for people that want to find a therapist nationally, because I know your show is national and probably, I'm sure, international. It's on the World Wide Web. But one of the greatest ways to find a therapist is type in www.psychologytoday.com and then just list your city or your country, and it'll pull up all the different therapists in that area. And then there's also a site on Facebook or a group on Facebook called Black Therapists Rock. And so you might want to find some of their information. They're over 20,000 strong, and they have therapists all over the nation that are African American, for people who are looking for more culturally sensitive and or, you know, the BIPOC groups, you know, Black, Indigenous, and people of color for therapists that look like them. So those are, you know, therapyforblackgirls.com is one too. So there's different areas that you can find therapists. You can get referrals from your insurance company, word of mouth from your family, and or from your doctors, you know, for referrals. So those are all different ways you can find a therapist.
Oh, well, we appreciate that. Yeah, we definitely need that information. So again, if you guys need to back it up a little bit and get that information, just go ahead and hit rewind, okay?
Hit rewind, and we will also drop her information in our descriptions underneath the video.
And we also appreciate you, Sharita, for even taking the time out to come.
Thank you,
onto the show. We really do appreciate, because we need this in 2020. Right now, Mental Health 2020. That's the positive hashtag. Mental Health 2020.
Mental Health 2020. We're going to elevate through Crown Season. We're going to help to elevate our brothers and sisters. If you know somebody who's dealing with something, please reach out and touch them. If you have been out of touch, don't feel like, you know, you're too far off from just saying, hey, how you doing today? I thought about you. Because you never know when you're helping somebody back down off a ledge. Mm-hmm. Again, our condolences to the baby, your loss. Condolences to your family. Thank you again, Ms. Sharita Childress, for coming out and tuning in with us on our show, Personalities Beyond Business.
You're welcome.
We will be back again next week for another good show. I am your host, Jazzy Jane.
And I'm your host, Nikki J.
We got Sharita here once again, and we will see you guys next week.
And don't forget to follow, hashtag, comment, share, and all that good stuff at personalities_beyond_business on IG. And you guys already know where to find us. If not, it will definitely be on that page in the bio. Okay? But you guys have a great night, and we'll talk to y'all later.